What? Hey everyone, we're like 5 hours late for our podcast today, but we had end of school year stuff, so Miss over here had to do some stuff with the youngest boy.
Yeah, I wasn't missing it. Sorry.
Yeah,
that's why I do what I do, so I can be at these events.
That's okay. I always put in some floor down in my son's room and got like gouged up pretty good there, and a big scratch on my leg. I don't even know how that happened. Just showed up with scratches. So welcome to Life Outside the Box podcast. I'm Lynne Nelson, head coach and owner of Transform CrossFit.
I'm Tanya Clarke, creator of ComfyMomFashions.com, InvestInYourselfCourse.com, EmpoweringKidsSchool.ca, and lifestyle blog and business coaching.
That's a long title.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to shorten it. Basically, ComfyMomFashions.com is an umbrella for lifestyle and business coaching. And it is designed to empower women and their kids.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes, and we're working on the website right now that we're supposed to launch on the 1st. That I feel like I got no prep for.
Oh, shush.
And
totally did.
Well,
but she's
not
like
really,
me.
But I'm very nitpicky.
You're like me. You wait until the last minute. You work best under pressure. That's the thing with entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs literally work fantastic under pressure, and that's why we leave it to the last minute.
Absolutely.
Because that's when we get the best shit done.
Well,
like I have this huge workshop, day-and-a-half workshop next week with like I don't even know how many people. And it's on autism. A lot of people, though, a lot of professionals. It's on autism, and then the second day is anxiety and depression. And I'm just like working day and night. I'll work like 12 hours a day on those workshops because that's how I do it.
And that's kind of what I got a couple things that I want to talk about, and this was one of them. Being that this is life outside the box mindset of an athlete. We are entrepreneurs on the side of what I own, especially with the gym. I'm always doing something different, always adding more. People just keep telling me that I need to stop putting more balls in my juggling. But I wanted to add some more. So what we're going to do is we want to talk a little bit about the entrepreneurs and some tips and some like how to do it. I guess like healthy and smart, because a lot of people go into being an entrepreneur with these big hopes and expectations, and they kind of drown. So I've done this now for 7 years, kind of owning my own business. The last 4 years for sure, definitely getting into different projects. You've been doing this for a little while as well, and you're also a business coach in that for entrepreneurs.
So I've been doing my business since 2011. I began my coaching journey in 2010 and started my business in 2011. But I was running my ex-husband's company with him since 2006.
Yeah.
So I've been an entrepreneur for quite a while.
So that's what we want to talk about. So some tips for some of you guys, because I've got a lot of people who will come into the gym and some are happy with their careers and some are just really not. And they're kind of in that they're kind of in, like, what do you want to call that?
Transition?
In transition, and they're just kind of hanging out and they don't exactly know the direction. So what I want to do is I want to take some of the mindset on that and kind of feeling maybe lost in that and adding it to how you would focus it on your business. And then some healthy tips to you guys who want to start businesses and routines that you guys can get into. So if you're cool with that, we can kind of guys. We're not just about mindset, and we're not just about fitness, and we're not just about nutrition, but we're trying to get the whole package here in this podcast. I feel like I'm halfway out of this thing.
I know, but then you look there and
we're all centered. Okay. Yeah. So let's talk about people who are in transition, not knowing what direction it is they want to go into.
Well, that's kind of my specialty because the people hire me because they're in transition, right? And they want to know how to, or be held accountable and get to that next phase. So,
but before we get there, before you start going there, you guys, if you don't know, let's start talking about, you're not happy, you don't know what it is you want to do. Let's start with that part first. How would we what would be some of the tips, some advice, some of the things that you would do? Like, because I couldn't tell you how I do it, but let's go with you first, and then I'll add in whatever I have.
The very first piece of information that I would offer anyone who's in that transition phase, this is what I want to do. I don't want to be here anymore. I don't want to do what I'm doing currently anymore. I want to be a business owner, or I want to be an entrepreneur, is don't quit your day job.
Huge.
Yeah. I got a podcast going out. It's called the No BS Behind the Scenes for this work at home mom. And the reason why I began this podcast was because I was pissed off. I got pissed off at all these fluffy Facebook ads that are being run out there. Oh my God, live the life of your dreams, work 4 hours a day. And I mean, I can teach people how to work 4 hours a day from home with their coaching, consulting, advising practice. Absolutely. Therapists even. However, these Facebook ads, they'll sign you up and they won't tell you the bullshit that happens behind the scenes, which is freedom and flexibility may not look the same as everybody else's. So my freedom and flexibility means I'm up at 5 a.m.
Yeah.
I work till 7. I wake my kids up. My freedom is that I get to eat breakfast with my kids, bring them to school. My freedom is that I get to come home and work my ass off while they're in school and go pick them up for lunch once in a while if I want.
Mm-hmm.
My freedom is that I can be home and present with my family and my loved ones. I can pick my Oma up, take her to appointments, reschedule things here and there. Yeah. That's my freedom and flexibility. But yeah, I'm up till midnight working on workshops. Yeah, I work my ass off. Sometimes I get 4 or 5 hours of sleep a night. That's it. And you work your ass off when you're an entrepreneur. Tony Robbins will tell you, if you want to be an entrepreneur, don't do it.
Yeah, nobody wakes up saying, I want to work 20 hours a day on a goal that's going to take me 7 years to build, okay? Mm-hmm. Like, nobody wakes up to say that. But the thing is that you do gain, what you lose in maybe that 9 to 5, Monday to Friday kind of thing, is you do gain all of this stuff. I get to take my kids to the gym and work with them. We get to do this together, like on my off hours of not being at the gym. So I get to kind of play around. So again, like you said, I love that. Your freedom doesn't look like everybody else's freedom, but it definitely is the freedom that you want for your lifestyle, right? Like today I was laying hardwood floors pretty much all day. Your hair's fine.
My hair is popping up.
I like that. And definitely don't quit your day job. So
don't quit your day job. I had a gentleman approach me probably a year ago, and he's like, okay, I've been working in this industry for, I don't know, he said like 20 years. And he's like, all I do is consult and advise. I just want to be my own boss and consult and advise. What's the one thing that I can walk away with today? And that's what I said. Don't quit your day job.
Yep.
Set this shit up. Make sure that you're able to take off with it, implement it, because you don't want to just, I don't know.
Well, you don't want to give up that little bit of nest egg, that little bit of security that you will have, because owning your own, like, okay, so we'll get to those parts. Eventually, yes, you're going to have to leave that, and you're going to have to jump, and you're going to have to kind of go balls in. But knowing what your product is, and I posted something on that mastermind Facebook ad of yours, where people don't buy what you sell, but they buy why you believe in it or whatever. What was it?
I don't remember what your quote is, but I do have a quote that I share with my clients all the time, and it is, sell people what they want and give them what they need. That is a writer downer. That is a huge secret that I actually absolutely coach my clients in.
Yeah.
Sell people what they want and give them what they need. Because if you try to sell them what they need, they don't freaking know what the hell it is that they need. All they know is what they want. And the road to getting what they want is different than what they think it's going to be.
Yeah, absolutely, because it's a completely different journey. Like, and so with the CrossFit gyms, I mean, why do you guys all come to TCF? Well, because we have something that we offer that's differently. We do things differently than pretty much every other CrossFit gym out there, okay? We do things very differently. We program differently. We interact differently. We do community things all the time. Somebody had said, one of the husbands had said, it's like social gatherings all the time. It's not, you guys don't actually work out. You just go and socially gather for a little bit, get a little sweat on, and then you move on. And we hang out often. All of the people from the gym, we hang out often. So what we do is they're not going to buy the product of CrossFit because they can go and get that anywhere, but it's your why that you're doing it. And for here at TCF anyways, we do a lot of mindset, and that is what I think people are drawn to. And how I find that, yeah.
We'll second that. Mm-hmm. And I'll even share a couple of conversation that I had with somebody at the gym yesterday. Thursday, Wednesday, yesterday. So yesterday you have your 24-hour crazy shit show happening.
Yeah, so it's 24 hours, 24 workouts every hour on the hour for 24 hours.
And I was talking to a couple of ladies, and you know who you are. And they said, I want to go because, number one, I'm going to regret not going, not even trying. And then the other lady said, I'm going to go because it's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of fun people there, and I just want to be around everyone. And then we started talking about bacon and eggs and coffee and stuff.
And that's what's cool about that. And I think that eventually when you guys get into your businesses, whatever it is that you guys are, more drawn to, and I'm going to get into that right away, then that's when you guys are able to kind of start putting your stuff together, really put your package together, and then you know what you're selling. And like as an entrepreneur, you're selling yourself and your why of whatever it is that you created. So mine is CrossFit with mindset, and I just find that it works really, really well. And that's my why. And people are obviously they're buying it, right? And for you with your business coaching, you have such an authentic way of putting it across that that's why people are drawn to that.
Yeah. So for my business coaching and my
and you're hot.
I don't think that's why people hire me, but my business coaching is based on authenticity. Mm-hmm. It really, really is. It's based on you get the real deal. Here I am. Take it or leave it. I don't want to work with you if you don't like it. Right?
Yeah.
But people know that they want to work with me. Now, here's the thing. If you're full of shit, subconsciously, people are going to read that.
They're going to draw on that energy. Yeah.
And it doesn't matter if we're talking about life coaching or anything, or any area of life. Yeah. If you're full of shit, subconsciously, people are going to be like,
there's always going to be a red flag there. Yeah.
Up there. So absolutely trust your intuition. So the more authentic and the more real you can be, the better your business is going to be. And here's another tip. Here's another tip. You don't want to be anything except you. And here's why. You're going to attract people that don't really resonate with you if you try to be somebody that you're not. Mm-hmm. And then they're going to get sick of you or not like you when they get to know the real you, or not resonate, whatever. And you're going to get sick of them. They're not your people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They're not your people. You're going to authentically resonate with them.
But no matter what, owning your own business, eventually you run into people because you're still sometimes until you get 100% clear on what it is you're actually selling and what you want in your gym, business, whatever. You do attract a lot of different type of people at first. I found since we've moved to TCF and I got real clear, real quick on what it is that the members that I want, the clientele that I want, the people I want to surround myself with, the people I always put out, if I was to hang out with me, how would I like me, right? Kind of thing. So that's what I always do when I go to the gym. You're always in overselling. Those are like big, big little things.
You're consistent with the tribe and community that come into your gym now.
Yep.
It's
absolutely.
very consistent because, and I mean, we can go into this. It was cut off last Outside the Box. But until you figured out who you were authentically,
I'm gay. Connected.
Oh, shit. It doesn't want me to talk about it.
No, it clearly doesn't, eh?
Hold on, let's see.
Oh, no.
Dun, dun, dun.
No, I think this time it froze the video.
Nope, there we are.
All right, we're back. All right, so we're just checking to make sure we're still here. Can we get somebody to say hi, just so that we can make sure we're still going? But yeah, definitely. Maybe we should just not talk about that part.
Okay.
Okay.
No, we're going to talk about it. No, because I think that once you owned who you are, who you are. Mm-hmm. Okay, Karen.
Yep.
Hello.
Yeah.
Okay. That's kind of when it's just the consistency of the amazing people in your gym.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think you have to, if you're an entrepreneur or if you're, whatever it is, it could be an entrepreneur, the person that you're looking for for a life partner, for anything you want in your life. If you're not clear on who you are as a person, you're never going to be clear on what it is you actually want in real life.
Yeah.
Right? Well, come on. I mean, so
kidding.
like the 4 years that we've done with this,
Where's the pride flag emoji?
But it's a real thing, right? Like everybody was always like, "Oh, you were so quick to come out." I'm like, "Well, okay, but maybe for them it was quick, but for me, I clearly had been dealing with this my whole life, and so it was a 35-year journey for me to get there."
Let me rephrase that. She's been avoiding it her whole life.
No, I just never. No, because
Part of it.
No, because it no.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was actually thinking about that today, actually, when I was laying down the flooring, and no, I don't know. But like everything, obviously, in my head was like, "Oh, it's so freaking crystal clear now." But it was never an avoidance thing. It was just always never. It was never, I guess, time for me to see it.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Everything happens when it's meant to happen.
Yeah. So the timing was right when a couple of years back. And that's how I figured it out. But then in the 4 years, like I'm still getting clear. And every day there's I want to try this, and I want to try this, and this is new about me. And this, so you're always discovering things, and then you're always able to kind of implement that into your gym as well. And hopefully you can teach.
Well, one of my biggest ahas probably 2 years ago was that your business is a direct reflection of your personal life.
Yeah.
And hell yeah, it is. So for me, what did I say to you the other day? Tuesday evening, I think I said, you know what's fucked up for me? Because for those of you guys who don't know, I deal with anxiety and depression. Why do you laugh at that?
Because I'm not sure where you're going with this.
So I deal with anxiety and depression, and clearly so does she. Not personally, but through me.
I'm feeling it a little bit here.
And it really played a huge part in my journey. And so here's the thing. So I still have a challenging time really talking about it publicly. So this is going to be fun. Okay, so the last couple weeks ago, Outside the Box, I totally had a huge confession,
and then it didn't record.
And then it cut off and it didn't record. So I'm like, oh fuck, now I gotta do it again. So here's the real deal, is that totally lost it. The other night I was saying to her, I was like, fuck, I was living my life as authentically as I knew how to live it. I felt like I was being so fucking real, right? And this one little tiny piece that I wanted to keep to myself sabotaged every area of my life. This one little teeny piece. Here's why. There's an emotional guidance scale, right? This emotional guidance scale, the lowest emotion that you can vibrate in your body is shame and guilt. Those are the lowest vibrations. Those are the most toxic vibrations and emotions that you can vibrate. And I, probably since I was young in foster care, I've been vibrating that emotion, and I created subconscious habit out of it. And when I met Lynne, and I spent the majority of my life not feeling good enough, right? So what do you feel when you don't feel good enough? Embarrassment, frustration, guilt because I'm not a good enough mom, guilt because I'm not a good enough partner, wife, whatever, guilt because I'm not a blah, blah, blah. Shame because, oh my God, I'm with a woman. Do you know what I mean? So much shame. Fucking killed every other area of my life. And then I went and I just crashed. So for the last 7-8 years, I've been studying the mind, how the mind works, and then for the last 10, almost 11 years, I've been pharmaceutical free. So as a supplement of antidepressants, I used like natural supplements, diet, mindset, diet, mindset, like all day long, right? Until finally it was like,
it was so beyond anything that you couldn't even imagine. The crash. It was awful.
So that hit, and then I went straight to my doctor. I had a couple of people, you and another person in my life who were like, held me accountable, listened, blah, blah, blah. And so then I went and I talked to my doctor and I said, okay, I'm in this low, never want to be here again. I've decided I'm done. Just give me whatever I need, lowest dose that you can get prescribed. But here's the thing. Next week, I'm doing a workshop on anxiety and depression. I know so much about anxiety and depression, but not only that, I have experienced it my entire life. And I've also experienced putting on my fucking glasses and seeing life again.
Night and day. I mean, it's like a different person.
Yeah. So that was why I said, pick me. I want to do this. I want to do this workshop. Because anxiety and depression, here's the thing. People are aware of it. I mean, it's almost becoming the norm, right? But it is still as humiliating to admit that you're depressed as it is to say, oh, I'm gay, or I'm in a same-sex relationship. However,
well, it's such a taboo around it, right?
Like the bell, let's talk or whatever, right? So here's the thing. So I want to share my experience. I want to share, hey, this is where, from a personal experience, this is how you see things. So depression is a fear of resentment, regret, right, of the past. Anxiety is fear of the future. What are people going to think? What are people going to think? What is that person who I only seen once in my life, who I only saw once in my life, going to think? I mean, I could get into it. We could do a whole thing on that. However, and it's like, so then I saw a counselor. I went and saw a counselor as well as going on this depression, right? So yes, you can deal with anxiety and depression naturally. Absolutely. Did it 10 years. But if you do have that, if your body's not producing the right hormones or there's a chemical imbalance or whatever, and you do need some pharmaceutical help,
then go do it.
Fucking do it.
Yeah.
But I'm not promoting pharmaceuticals here. Come on. Like I haven't, I'll speak right up. I haven't immunized my kids. We don't do any pharmaceuticals but when I need it.
Yeah.
Abso-fucking-lutely. So I know I'm So, but what I want to get across here is that, holy shit, with the pharmaceuticals and all the mindset work, it's like, life is just.
And then what happens? So now with the clarity, okay, now she kind of owns this and owns like the relationship and all of this stuff. You find that you kind of get more like you realize a couple of different things, especially when it came to the work, kind of wanting to go back to the mindset of the self-worth mindset. Because for a while there, you went with the business coaching, but you were always really, really good in the mindset coaching. And I find that you're starting to get back into that now, which is really, really cool. And that was always, to me, was the biggest.
I've always been an empowerment coach at heart. Mm-hmm. An empowerment coach for, what did I do here? An empowerment coach for women, an empowerment coach for kids. And then the reason why I combined the empowerment coaching and the business coaching was because when Joe and I, my ex-husband and I separated, I needed to either continue homeschooling or put my kids back in school and get a job. And I learned how to generate enough income to take care of ourselves. And then some months it was thousands of dollars in income. And I was like, oh my God, I got to teach other people how to do this. So I still teach other people how to do this. However, now I'm just like, now with this newfound clarity, or
it's definitely newfound. It's
newfound clarity, but then it's like, oh, I got to go back to my roots, you know?
Because you live in fog. When you're in fog, you can't see where you're going.
Well, that's what I was going to say. When I began seeing the counselor, I said to the counselor, I said, I just don't understand. I know the mind, you know, as much as I can know it. Not everybody knows everything.
Yeah.
I know how the brain works, and I know, and I teach this shit. So you tell me how a little pill can take me from living in the past to living in the present. And she looked at me and she's like, she pretty much said, after some discussion, she pretty much said, no, Tanya, you did all that.
Yeah.
You just supplemented your body, you made the choice, and you already had all the information there.
Yeah.
Now it's just, you're able to.
Science, yeah. Okay, so with those journeys, so if anybody of you guys can be entrepreneurs, even if you do suffer from depression and anxiety. Those are huge, huge things. I don't know an entrepreneur that doesn't actually have a sense of anxiety at some point. I think
it's almost like bipolar.
It's yeah. And actually the other day we were driving somewhere, I'm like, I think I'm having a panic attack. I was, because we're moving. We're moving from a facility that's holding 1,900 square feet to a 4,200 square foot place in September. And like, that's a lot more pressure to make revenue and stuff like that. So I wasn't even talking about it, but all of a sudden I was just kind of getting a panic attack about it because it was really, really, all of a sudden it hit me. But what's really cool is, so once you guys are kind of starting with that, I'm kind of guiding, and you guys are kind of still lost, and you guys are finding you have some kind of clarity on, you know, on kind of your worth, and kind of you're not in any type of haze. You got to look. And this is what I was talking to with a member the other day, and she was like, well, I don't know what I want to do. And I'm like, well, look, at life is a series of bumper pads, right? You're going to bump off a bunch of pads, and it's true. You're going to bump off of shit.
I've never heard that.
Well, that's, yeah.
Life is a series of bumper pads.
You fucking whack off of bumper pads constantly so that you guys can get into your, did you just shut up?
No, I know. You just said whack off. I'm just like, come on.
Okay, so then what ends up happening is, if you guys don't know where you're going, life is always going to somehow direct you to where you're supposed to go. Hence the bumper pad theory.
Okay, good.
All right. So for me, if I look back at my life, and you guys can do the same, what was always a big thing for me? Well, I was always in a leadership role. No matter what I did, I was in a leadership role. I loved hockey, love hockey. Got into CrossFit, was always into working out, and I always loved the barbells and stuff like that. So when CrossFit came out and I was introduced to CrossFit, it was such a natural progression for me in there. So just that love for that, the love for fitness, the love for, when I had seen The Secret, this was before I met you. And so that's kind of that all of a sudden, it was just like also all these little series of things that lined up. And every time I got too far away from it, it was like life slapped me back into where I was supposed to go. Mm-hmm. So if you guys look in your past, if you guys are going to take a second to look in your little rear view, look at where life has always led you back. Because it's going to tell you right there. So if you're feeling like you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, or you want to do something but you're not sure, well, look at what you love, what you've always been driven to, because there's always something you've always gravitated back to. Right? Mm-hmm. And those are usually your callings and your purposes in life. And if you guys are brave enough to kind of play the field a little bit on that, that's kind of, to me, is how you go there. So we'll say, I was talking to a member, and she really loved the outdoors and canoeing and doing all these trips. And so she had said that she would have loved to have been like a leader or a guide, a tour guide, to take people out camping, canoeing, show them how to do stuff, and then come back and then, do it all over again with another group and another group. And I always thought that was such a fabulous idea, because it is so in her wheelhouse to do all of this stuff. She's also a leader. She's also loves the outdoors. She's got such a passion and driven about it. And to me, that would just be such a cool thing to have.
Absolutely. So I'm just going to throw one more thing in there. A lot of experts say, because I help people find out what their passion is, what it is they're meant to be, what their dharma is. And one question that you can ask yourself is, when you were like between 5 and 7 and you played make-believe, like what was it that you always did? Mm-hmm. What was it that you did, like that you could do for hours? So take your daughter, for instance. What does she do for hours? She draws. She's creative. Mm-hmm. So, when she's older, I wouldn't be surprised if she's, she's an artist or into painting or into something like that. You know what I mean? Visual arts somehow. And same with my daughter. When my daughter was younger, she loved the same thing. And she's a very talented artist. So look at that, were you pretending to be a school teacher? Were you playing, were you reading books? Were you pretending to write stories, pretending to be a reporter, interview people? Like, what was it that you were doing? Take a look at that. Also, laughing my ass off, no idea what I did when I was that small. Mm-hmm. Were you swimming? Were you in the boat? Were you, you know what I mean? Like, what did you do? What was your favorite thing to do as a child? Were you camping? And then there's another, something else that I wanted to, you guys don't need to make it your career, eh?
No, it doesn't have to be a career.
It doesn't have to be your career. When we talk about this entrepreneur thing, absolutely. A lot of other entrepreneurs out there who think that they can't do it, they can't have it, they're not strong enough, it's too scary, so on. They need to hear this message.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because I follow entrepreneurs all the time and I listen to their message and it really inspires me. But you don't need to find your passion and turn it into a career.
Well, there was this one family, I think you might have posted it on your Facebook a little while ago, and this was a really cool entrepreneur thing too, was this guy, they owned a ranch or something like that. They ended up selling everything. They sold all their stuff, and then they sold their idea to YouTube on documenting their trip. They wanted to travel the world with their kids. They had 2 little kids, and I'm pretty sure they were 5 and 3. They were really young. So what they did is they sold everything they had, and they sold their idea to YouTube or whoever it was, and now they got to travel the whole world for over a year and a bit, and they got to go in all these places, and all they had to do was literally document their life. That was such an entrepreneur thing to do, and was really, really cool, and all they did was sell their story. And so they're selling their snippets of their life on this world tour that they got to do. And they literally, they'll work a little bit here, they'll go here, and then they just travel everywhere. And that was such a cool thing. So again, it doesn't have to be a career. It could be anything that you guys want to do.
Yeah.
That's
not an uncommon story. Like I'm part of many world schooling groups. Like world schooling is basically you travel and you homeschool or unschool more. So I'm involved with unschooling, homeschooling, world schooling, and radical unschooling, which I was part of. And it's not uncommon to see posts of people saying, I sold everything, we're going for the next 5 years, this is what we're doing, this is our life. And they're online entrepreneurs. That's what I do. I teach people how to create a portable business, right? Yeah. And then, so that's why it was so appealing to me, because it was like, oh my gosh, I can go homeschool and I can go here and I can go there. I traveled with my kids. I still travel with my kids. Like that's one of my favorite things to do.
And the thing too that I was talking about, and that goes really well in this, is you can't be afraid to stand outside the norm of the group. Like people are so worried about this social norm group that they don't sell everything to go travel the world. Who does that? Well, what are you going to do for an income when you come back? What are you?
First of all,
where are you going to live?
Your investment, right? A lot of people. Oh, don't even get me started on investments. A lot of people believe that their house is their biggest investment. A lot of people believe that their house is their biggest debt. That's you. However, but that's your biggest investment, right? Yeah. And then you have all of your possessions, everything that you've worked your entire life for. You're just like, psh. But when you get to a certain point of knowing or feeling, and not everybody's like this. This is just my spiritual ass talking. The possessions are just possessions. Do you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, and
experiences
if you actually ever came over to my house, you would see that I literally have a couch, a TV.
I don't think that's because of spirituality. But it is. That's more of like a bachelor.
No,
it is.
Because there was a little thing a little while ago that I was doing, and I was reading some books, and there was a whole bunch of stuff about possessions and how it is just stuff. And I literally had come home one day, and I was like, "That's it. Everything in my house that I haven't touched for a year is gone. It's gone. Like, because it's just stuff." And people are always surprised at how it's true. Yeah. When I come here, I find there's stuff on the wall, and I mean, I would never put this stuff on the walls, like pictures and all these things. It's just things on a wall. I always actually want to move into a tiny house. That's what I want to do, because there's like, what's the possessions? You can't have much.
Well, I'm in a small house.
No, the tiny homes, like the 400 square foot homes.
No, see, then no.
Because to me, I'd rather go and like spend my time at the gym, or spend my time at the beach, or go camping, and not really deal with my house. Because my goal eventually would be to take off for a few weeks here and there and just go with the gym running and stuff like that. So, those are huge goals. And to the people who just pick up and sell all their stuff, like, I wish I was brave enough to do that, because I would do it like that if I was brave enough.
Compared to the home that I used to live in, I am living in a small home. And I love my cute little home. It's such a little perfect little home. It's got a beautiful backyard, and it's just so enough for me. Yeah, so enough for me. I want to travel. I'd like to get there. Experience things. Yeah,
I'm giving myself a 5-year goal, and then traveling after that is definitely in there. Okay, so for entrepreneurs who you've gained some clarity, you kind of know what you want to do. You've kind of gotten some knowledge on what it is that you want. So we'll take Karen, for example, here, who likes camping, swimming. What does that say? Riding
bikes, playing with friends.
Okay. So we'll take somebody like that. So it's very playful. It's very outdoorsy. So somebody like you, Karen, would probably be I was talking about your sister there before. So the story before was about Barb. You guys, you take what you're so passionate about, and again, it doesn't have to be a career thing where you leave your job where you can whatever, but you get to do this on the side, and it's fun. And when you guys have more fun in your life, and you guys get to go, like, people were like, "Oh, we're sorry you had to come to the gym tonight. I wasn't supposed to work tonight." But I mean, it's not work. It's fine. Don't worry about me going to the gym if it's not my shift. Okay, I love being there, and it's so fun for me to go that it's that you're always wanting to do it, and you kind of always want to hang out there. Like with you, when you're at your what do you call those when you're meeting up with people? You have your networking. Your networking. Yeah. So when she goes networking, that's the same thing, right? To me is. You have to talk to people. I'd rather just slam weights in the gym. But this is something that she loves to do. And exactly, yeah. I get to hang out and play with friends. You couldn't have said it better there.
Yeah. Like for me, when I go networking, literally probably for 2 or 3 years now, that was my going out. Mm-hmm. Like that was my going out, was networking. And It was fun. Like, I don't know if you guys thought I was networking when I went to the Aboriginal Music Awards. I met a lot of people. I was with a lot of really amazing people in my field. And that was our first outing. Girlfriend picture.
Yeah, that was our first out.
That was the first time I held her hand. Then I'm like, come.
I didn't stand 10 feet away from me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah. But I'm sure you saw those pictures, because that was our first piece on the cheek picture. Anyways, but that's what's fun to me. I mean, and it's not fun for everybody.
No,
trust me.
I'm not a big. If it's not in my gym, I'm an introvert at heart. So for me to do
she doesn't come out much. No.
I like to stay home. I like to stay home. Okay, so let's talk a little bit, and let's shift the game a little bit. So entrepreneurs, that's a huge thing. So if you guys have any comments or whatever you guys want, kind of maybe some help on.
Can I just add something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Part of my coaching is not just helping entrepreneurs be entrepreneurs. part of my coaching is helping people get you brat. Get out of there.
Get out of there.
A part of my coaching is helping people be brave enough and have the confidence to just do what the fuck they want to do.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? So to be brave enough to get your asses in a gym.
Yeah.
In front of a bunch of people.
Yeah, and this is kind of exactly, you're just leading it to where I wanted to go.
I didn't even know.
You didn't even know. It all comes down to that all to the self-worth, to everything. So when you're working with people to get them to grow confidence and stuff like that, it literally all stems, and owning your business or being an entrepreneur or all of that, it literally is taking, it's basically like, if you want to call it like Russian roulette, and placing that 13 black bet and saying, this is on me and I'm betting on myself and I'm going to do it. And you got to go all in with it, right? So it all comes down to that self-worth and creating that. And through your Comfy Moms fashion, that's what you're going to be doing a lot of, right? No?
Comfy Moms fashion.
I don't know. Comfy
Mom fashions.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're so good at it, Tanya. Yay!
Yeah, like, and I mean,
you.
that's how we started with the
Thank
invest in
you.
yourself, was through all this self-worth stuff and going through all the steps and all those action steps. So I would love to do just a whole podcast on for entrepreneurs. If anybody's interested in that, just comment and I'd love to do it. Let's go into the mindset of self though, so that to become successful in an entrepreneur, so healthier habits to create, because I've got a couple guys at the gym that own their own business, and they had kind of gotten unhealthy there for a little while. So healthy habits to kind of create yourself in an entrepreneur. So what would be your first thing? I already have one, that my first thing on my list, but I'd love to hear what your first thing is for a healthy habit on an entrepreneur.
Oh.
Am I not allowed to look?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Can I just do like Healthy Habits 101?
Yep.
Because, okay. So you guys have 60,000 plus thoughts a day. I would say the first thing to even beginning healthy habits is realizing that you guys get to choose what thoughts you think. So we run on autopilot. Majority of our thoughts are subconscious.
Yep.
The thoughts that you're aware of are the conscious thoughts, and that's only 5%. So 95% of what you're thinking and feeling and what's driving you are all habit, subconscious habit.
So taking that theory, and if you guys are always if you're always slamming yourselves and you're always negative talk to yourself, what are you guys saying to yourself, and how long have you been saying this to yourself, if that's a subconscious highway? Right? Since you were up to about 7 years old and you were downloading everything, or you experienced something between the ages of 7 and older, or at any really stage in your life, so you experience something makes you feel not good enough, and then you agree with it. And here's the one thing that I love to pound into entrepreneurs' head, is that entrepreneurs, I still seek coaching as a coach, right? Is that you sometimes don't believe in yourself. Mm-hmm. So then we go to the gym, and I've heard numerous times, you believe in me until I believe in me. And when I do mastermind coaching, it's I believe in them until and then they see everybody else around them. One of the common things that I hear from entrepreneurs is, I didn't know how lonely I was. Yeah. And then you get around other entrepreneurs and you realize you're not alone, number one. And this goes for any tribe that you're in. You're not alone. And when you surround yourself with like-minded people, then you see the belief that things are actually possible. Yeah, like when you feel alone, I think that's when you're standing out of the norm group that you might have been a part of until you wanted to change your own life. until you find that other tribe of like-minded people, right?
So let's
you
just say,
alone.
for instance, because you don't know what you don't know. Plain and simple, guys. I'm sorry, but the most intelligent people on the planet are the ones who say, I don't know everything. Okay? And are the ones who say, I can change my mind because I've learned something new. That means you continuously evolve. When you sit there and go, I know it all, you can't teach me anything else about a certain subject, blah, 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 blah. That means you've stopped evolving.
Yeah,
bullshit. I call bullshit. Yes. So recognize that in yourself. If you sit there and go, I know everything about this area, there's nothing more I can learn about it, moving the fuck on. No. There's always something to learn.
Then you've completely just put yourself in that bubble.
So let's take people who don't go to the gym. All they know is, I'm scared. What are people going to think? I'm not strong enough. And then you get them to the gym and they look at everybody else and be like, oh, there's some who are better than me. There's some who I'm better than.
Yeah.
Right? And then you look around and you're like, holy shit, there are other people who are exactly where I'm at. And then I think the biggest thing in your gym or in CrossFit, I don't know, you're the only CrossFit gym I've ever been to, is that,
let's go anywhere else.
Is that after those workouts, like yesterday, let's say for instance, I did a 13-minute workout, which kicked my ass. I was dripping sweat. And I was like, I'm not doing another 13 minutes. But then I did another 13 minutes. And when you're done, point being, is that you prove to yourself that you were able to do it.
Yeah.
And then the next time, you're going to go even further. You're going to go even further. And you create habit out of that. Yeah. And then that becomes subconscious habit. Then you don't have to try so hard anymore.
Yeah, because it definitely, one of my members this morning, or this evening when she was rowing, she was saying, because they had to do a 1,600 meter row and then 50 burpees after that. And it was for time. And all she kept saying was, well, you've done 400, you're 400 more, and then hit there. And then she's like, oh, I only have 600 left. And then she was self-talking herself through the whole thing. Then I had another member who was doing it this morning, and all he kept saying was, holy shit, I want to get off this thing. This thing sucks. And when am I done? I got to get off. But so then think about the two now. Like, no matter what, you're stuck on this rower for at least 5 minutes. So you can make the 5 minutes as pleasant as you can with the right attitude and thinking, well, I only have this many left. Oh, I'm already here, right? Or and tell yourself to quit, or tell yourself to get off, or tell yourself that you're not good enough to go through it. And it's just in that mindset, it's really flipping that switch around. And then, like if you do flip that switch around, then she did her burpees and she got it in, I don't remember, it was like 14 minutes or whatever it was. But it got her to push through everything, because those workouts are tough. Like that was a grinder today. And, but you can't go in with a mindset of, I can't do it. And you're not even allowed to use those words in my gym, actually. So
yeah, which is good.
Yeah,
which is good. Always, I invite you to, like, not you, but anybody, always to give options of other words to use rather than I can't do it. Yeah. Like when my kids were little and growing up, and in my Empowering Kids camp, it's not I can't do it. I don't say don't say I can't do it. But here we, try being like, okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. Trying is still like an invitation for failure, or an invitation not to do it. But it's a great first step.
It's a definitely.
I'm gonna try it.
I'll try it, and if I can't do it today, then I'm gonna try it tomorrow. Yeah, and I'm gonna try it tomorrow. I have a member in the gym right now who's trying to do handstands, and so I keep telling her like a couple different things to work on and this and that. And every day she comes in, and every day at the end of class or at the beginning of class, she's sitting there for about 5-10 minutes, and she just does her work, and eventually she's just gonna get it up there. And so if she had the mindset though that she couldn't do it, then that's when you kind of hit that where it just won't happen. And I think that goes with a lot with like the whole entrepreneurship and stuff like that. If you guys are always telling yourselves there's somebody better, there's more competition, I'll never get the members, I'll never do this, people aren't going to buy my product, why are they going to buy mine when they can go over there? Then you guys have already pretty much shot yourself in the foot with how you guys are just thinking.
Yeah. So the first step to creating habits for success is absolutely acknowledging, even keeping a journal of things that you think, being aware of your thoughts.
Yeah.
Just be aware of your thoughts for a little while, and then once you're aware of it, you'll be like, holy shit,
Yeah.
That's not cool. I do a specific workshop on how to change your self-talk, right? How to, I forget what it's called. Anyways, it's called like Secrets Every Successful Woman Needs to Know. And it's literally how to begin changing the thoughts that you have, the thought patterns, the thought habits. And
I want to just, like, a lot of the stuff that we do here, we used to do for Women's Only, but this also goes for all you men out there. Because a lot of the men here have, I don't want to say like they have to deal with like, they have to do the man up and they have to be like the man. Mindset for the men is just as important as it is for the women.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like feminine and masculine energy, we all require a balance, man and women.
Because I have this, like, I got like a couple of the boy members that they want to do different things in their life, and they're at a point where a lot of people would be like, why the fuck would you do that? Like, you're here, you have this, why the fuck would you change this now? And because you want to follow your bliss. If you're sitting there and you're okay, well, why not be great? Why would you settle for okay when you can be great? That to me, I heard that, I can't remember where I heard that, but when I heard that, I was like, well, that's true. Like, I don't want to be just okay. I want to like have my life. I want everything that I've dreamt of.
Do a woo woo?
A woo woo?
Yeah, because I'm fucking great. Like, I am so fucking great. And that's why my business shifted.
Yeah.
My business shifted from strictly the Empowering Kids program and business coaching, because I was like, this. What do I love to do, Lynn?
Yeah.
What do I love to do?
Yeah.
What is it?
You like to empower people.
She likes to talk. She doesn't even know me.
I know you.
No, what I love to do is comfy mom fashions. I woke up in the middle of the night, and it was I completely downloaded it in the middle of the night at Tracy's cabin. I was there by myself with my kids, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and I just fucking wrote everything down, and it took to now for me to just be brave enough to do it. So anyways, yeah. And through all my experiences, clearly I needed all my experiences to help me along, right? However, Comfy Mom Fashions isn't just about fashions. It's about finding you, your confidence, your love for you, and expressing that. I think clothes are kind of like art, right? Like, and just expressing it through what you wear, what you put on, how you feel, what you're wearing underneath that nobody sees, that really makes you feel amazing just for you. Yeah. And then you just radiate that out.
Yeah.
Right? So that's kind of what it's about. So it's literally like empowering mamas and their babies, empowering women and their kids, because moms, I've coached many men as well, guys, but moms you're modeling. They're just downloading and eating up and soaking up everything that it is that you do and you feel and you vibrate out without saying a word, without telling them anything. So the more important, the better you feel and vibrate, the more happier your kids are gonna download those habits.
It's not only your kids, like
people around
everybody around you benefits from it. Like, you know, like if I come.
What did your son say? What did your son say about my house?
He said the other day we were here and we had left on in the morning to go to get ready for school, and we were in the car and he was saying, he's like, Mom, he's like, I want to tell you something, and I'm like, okay. He's all like,
I've never heard this.
Tanya's house smells like meditation. And I was like, what? But because she has essential oils here, and it always smells good here. And even when we first like moved you in here, all of us said like the energy in the house is really good. Yeah, it's really good energy in the house. And my son, who is really like pretty in tune with energy, he's like, the energy is so positive there too. and he really like, but it was so heartfelt and it was so cute. And, and he's 11. So for him to say this stuff was really, really pretty cool. But that means like, for me, I know now like that he's also comfortable around here. Right. Like, and that's a huge thing. Cause again, the energy that if it was harsh for him, he would definitely be off his rocker. So, it's energy is huge. And if you guys are doing anything in your life, be it whatever it is, in your jobs, in your relationships, whatever it is, that energy that you're going to put out is definitely the energy that's going to reflect back to you.
Yeah. And hence why we started talking about this was like, I am so happy I'm not just good anymore, right? Because I was making a lot of money and I taught other people how to make a lot of money. And yeah, that's good. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't great. And now I'm great. And now that I'm great, I was like, fuck this. I'm going to do more of what I love. I'm going to do more of what I love. So you guys are going to be seeing a lot of posts of, hey, I'm meeting with this person. Hey, I'm having a latte with this person. That's my fucking job.
Yeah.
I get up and I go to meetings. I get to go work out. I get to hang out with you. I get to do these. I get to fucking market. I don't drop F-bombs like this when I'm doing a workshop. Professional workshop.
Or when
I'm working with kids. And then I get to play with kids.
Yeah. Like, and that's like with me too, right? Like the switch over from the community club to the gym to the new place, you definitely get into a spot of feeling really great with where your life is going in the moment. Those are kind of the things too, is really like, as much as you guys look into the future, is really just sitting in the now and enjoying the now. I was talking to my mom the other day, and I was literally telling her about, she was talking about something, and I'm like, well, we always get so caught up in what we don't have that people really forget what they have in their life. And so literally that gratitude journaling, that could be something for you guys who are also looking at, kind of maybe trying to get out of some negative headspace there. Really, gratitude journaling is huge. And it doesn't have to be much to start off, but literally the other morning I woke up and had my coffee, and I think I just wrote everything I was grateful for. And I think ended up being at 2 full pages in literally 3 minutes. And it was everything that I had, and always, and I was looking back through my journal the other day, and definitely like there's always a top 3 that are in there for me. Like coffee's for sure one, my kids are definitely the other, and all the abundance of amazing people I have in my life are always in there.
You know what's always on my morning journal?
You love me?
Yes. I am so grateful for my king size warm bed.
Oh, I put
every
my bed
single
down.
morning. Okay, but can I just add 2 things?
Yeah.
On top of your gratitude journaling, like we've been hearing that forever, guys, do an I like me journal.
Yeah.
An I like me journal. Envision this. For the next 30 days, you get up every morning, or when you go to bed, whenever. I invite you to do it in the morning and before you go to bed. You get your journal and you're like, I like my lips. I like my dark skin. I like my, whatever it is. I like the fact that I'm kind. I like the fact that blah, blah, blah. Create an I like me journal. I challenge you to do 2 to 3 things every single day for the next 30 days.
Yep.
An I like me journal.
That's a good idea.
That is going to create a habit of focusing and always looking for the things that you like about yourself, rather than focusing and always finding the things that you don't like about yourself. That is a fucking habit for success.
It's and the thing too is it is so easy, again, to go back to everything that you don't like, or that everything that's so hard in your life, and it's so easy to forget everything that you actually have. And especially you as a person, if you guys are looking to switch into that, whatever you guys want about yourselves and whatever you want to see change, nothing's going to change until you change inside. And then after that, it'll definitely reflect outside. So you doing that I like me journal, that's a good idea. That's a really good idea. Mm-hmm. There you go. Put a Barb right there. 100 things I love about myself.
Did you ever do that, Barb? Tell me if you did that.
We challenged them to do that in the invest classes.
No, that was the Magic 100. That was 100 goals in 100 days.
Okay.
This was, I interviewed Sue Paulson about 1.5 years ago. She was on my radio show, I don't know, a few months ago. However, about 1.5 years ago, I interviewed her. Barb, you were listening, and she said that one of the best things and the most challenging things that she ever did was write 100 things that she loves about herself. Barb, did you do it?
That's interesting.
And if so, how many do you have? I'm going to be real authentic with y'all. I didn't do it. I forgot about it. And yes, from your radio show. Okay.
So it'd be cool. So you guys can definitely try that again for sure. And then we can meet up next week and go through our list.
She wants to kick us off. Okay, hold on.
No, I don't.
You know what you should do? You should get like a big sticky whiteboard and get your clients to, every time that they come in, what do I love about me today? What do I love about me today? No?
Well, we have a PR board for that.
Getting too excited. You guys can do that in my office.
Yeah, guys. So what we're going to do is actually we put a picture up on the private page the other day. So I'm just going to share this with everybody who's watching right now. Is we are going to do a no bullshit workshop that's going to be coming up in September. And
did you tell them that though, or you said the no bull?
That was just a no bullshit picture. So we're going to do a no bullshit workshop.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Basically, what we want to do with this is we want to make sure that you guys are clear on specific things, clear of the law of attraction, how it actually works, the law of allowing, the law of manifestation, deliberate creation, and the law of polarity. We want to make sure you guys have a full-on understanding of that. We also want to make sure that you guys have there was a conversation I had, and basically it just lit it up because I was really inspired a few months back to do a workshop, but I could never really put my thumb on it. And the question was asked to me is self-worth an actual thing, or is it something that's make-believe just to make us feel better because we're not really supposed to be have the feeling of freedom and the feeling of basically kind of doing whatever we want, that we actually have rules to follow. As much as we have rules to follow as an entrepreneur and owning our businesses and keeping ourselves responsible, like to the hours of showing up for making sure I'm on time for classes and stuff like that, making sure I have coaches, making sure we have the gear that's working. That's all responsibility in your choices, right? So that's owning your choices that you've made. But the whole self-worth thing and is it a myth that you need it? Well, that really sparked me. And I think there's still a lot of members that I think no matter how many workshops they've done with us, I think that might be an actual key. And I'm hoping that we can unlock it for them, or at least give them the key to unlock it.
I didn't quite understand. Could you?
Well, somebody had asked if self-worth was actually something you needed to succeed. Being freedom and having all of that, it's great in text and in theory, but do you really need it? What did she write?
I love no bullshit.
No bullshit, yeah. So basically, it was a really cool conversation that spawned from that. And it was really interesting because I think there's a lot of people that go out there and say, I could probably succeed and I don't really need to love myself. Or I don't need to feel
but
absolutely. But that was a whole spawned conversation, and that's the whole thing that we're going to do the workshop on. So it's going to be really, really cool. I'm really, really excited for this one, and I think we're just going to kind of spawn it from there.
Yeah, so Lynne messages me the other day. She's like, so I'm going to steal your idea.
Basically, the no bullshit workshop.
Yeah, because my podcast is called the No Bullshit Podcast.
Yeah, so I just changed the name. Yeah, a little bit. But I think, it's a real and actual thing. And I think it'll be a really cool introduction to the workshop that you're doing, the Plan Your Success in 2018. There's an actual date that's going to be released on that, also in July.
Yeah, we're actually, if you guys are watching and maybe it's been your dream to be a speaker, maybe you have a message, we're accepting video applications right now for speakers for the next annual Plan Your Success workshop. And I believe it's January 13th, 2018. Yeah, it's going to be a full day. I haven't decided. It might be 2 full days. I believe we're going to need 2 full days, and it's not going to be crazy expensive. It's going to be completely affordable for you guys for 2 full days, because this is my passion. Like, this is my thing. Like, I want to coach you through. So basically, you guys are going to leave with your entire year planned out. And last year was extremely successful. We had a lot of media coverage. We had, like, the videographer was amazing. Lynne can post the promo video from last year's. It was so cool. We had amazing speakers. Natalie was one of them. And this lady was one of them. And you rocked it. You're
I think
amazing.
I surprised her. I don't think she realized how.
I was like, I look at Jen, I'm like, who the fuck is this Lynne Nelson? Yeah, you did amazing.
Yeah, like, because this as much as coaching CrossFit is a passion, this has definitely taken like a big forefront, and there's definitely some plans that I want to make with these kind of motivational things. Because seriously, guys, I'm telling you, if I can do it, anybody can fucking do it.
So we already got a couple of speakers booked, but if even if you guys just want to come and plan your entire week and you don't want to be a speaker, or if you know somebody who needs to be on this stage, whose story needs to be heard, connect.
It's all
with me,
about
okay?
inspirational
And
stories.
you don't have to be a professional speaker.
No.
However, I'll maybe do a little bit of coaching with you. But yes, it's all about getting a really authentic message across for people to succeed in making their shit reality. Yeah. Also, I wanted to share one more thing. When are you doing the Snow Bullshit workshop?
It'll be in September in the new place.
Oh, amazing!
Mm-hmm.
So
I figured that was a really cool thing to do.
And if you guys have ever won any certificates with me, connect with me and claim that shit. Okay?
Certificates.
Because I donated to now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we know one of them for sure. And I'm surprised she hasn't called you yet.
Yeah.
But, yeah, guys, to get on that for sure. This stuff, like, one phone call can literally create so much clarity for all of you guys. Just a conversation in general.
It's tapping into those subconscious beliefs that you don't even know are there.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any comments or you guys want us to talk about something on these podcasts, then definitely drop us a comment or a PM or a email or whatever. All our stuff is
all around the gym.
All around at the gym, yeah, for sure. And we'll be glad to talk about it because we like to talk. Because we've been on for an hour and a bit. So, and I don't even want to go. I've had 2 hot flashes since then. Oh God, that's awful.
I'm gonna be 40, guys.
Yep.
Can I ask you guys a question before we let you go? I'm gonna be 40, and here's what's been floating around in my head because I'm doing like video blogging now. That's why you always see me like, take a picture, take a video, take a picture.
Because I always take pictures of her.
So here's my thing. Because it's all about focus, right? Focus, and loving yourself and everything. What do you think about for my 40th birthday, maybe like 40 days post my birthday, every day, like listing something that I love about myself, something that I love about my life, something that I love about the people. Like, give me some ideas. I want to do something. Like 40's big. I want it to be about some sort of personal growth. But what should I do for 40 days?
Well, I'm doing a 30-day challenge starting on July 1st for the gym with the video, some kind of live stream every day for 30 days.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's going to be my challenge. But for your 40, why don't you... Interesting.
Yeah.
I got
so if you guys have any...
Right?
Wow, 40.
I love Rob. That's my bro.
How old are you, Rob?
38.
So I have a hair appointment tomorrow. Should I get my grays? Should I cover up my grays or should I, what the hell happened here? Should I cover up my grays or should I,
Vegas. Go to Vegas.
Vegas for 40 days.
No, you'd never make it out alive. You'd never make it out of Vegas otherwise. No. All right, guys, we're going to let you go on your level, whatever's left of your Thursday evening. And
this is fun.
This is fun. I could do these all night. I could do these every day. Yeah, again, guys, what's that? 40 days, 40 watts. Okay, so that's a good one. I'm going to second that one.
Actually a really good one. This is outside the box.
Yeah, I like it.
This is about...
I second that.
Wait, okay.
Somebody third it. No, not 40
yet.
40 days and 40 watts.
We got to hear some other suggestions.
There's no more suggestions needed. That was the
really?
best one. Rob,
you're
get on that
with
one.
Me. Or Dana.
Dana's not 40.
Well, she can just do it with me.
No.
She's like 30.
We'll do a surprise Tanya wad every day. You have to be at the gym every day. And then 2 on Saturday because you got to make up for Sundays. I third it. Woo! Thank you. 40 Adventures. There you go. That could be
Ooh,
fun.
40 Adventures.
Yeah, that's Crystal. One of my admin.
Dana will do it with you.
You guys must be watching this together. Saturday, Thursday night together. Crystal does one new thing a month. She did that. That was her thing for because she couldn't make it to the Plan Your Success workshop this year. So she had heard some stuff about it, and that was her thing this year, was one new thing a month. And so the one new thing I had given her the one time we had gone out for a coaches meeting, and I gave her a Jaeger shot. She had never done one. It was me and Karen.
Has she ever kissed a girl?
I don't know.
I'll kiss the girl.
You would have to ask her.
Don't do that.
Don't kiss a girl.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. No, it's fine. So Dana's going to do it with you. And Lou third it. So there you go.
40 days of happiness. Aww.
She has every day is happiness.
I think except when I PMS.
That's a bear. That's a bear.
I'm like, I don't like not being happy.
I stay away. That's why I was doing the floor today.
I'm not PMSing.
Way to play along. All right, guys. Enjoy your night. We will see you all next week.
I love you guys.
Bye.